Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I thought it would be kind of fun to go back and kind of share with you the things I've learned through creating 4 December dailies. So I started back in 2013. I was pregnant with Jackson, and I wasn't sure if I should do a December daily or not because he wasn't in our lives yet. I asked a bunch of people, and they said you should do it because you can compare your life before children and after. So I thought that was a great idea. I went ahead and went to just my local scrapbooking store and bought a chipboard book. I painted it white, added some stuff. You can see it is kind of slowly starting to fall apart. I'll just glue that when the time comes that it's really bad. I added this beautiful paper. This is one of my favorite pattern papers of Christmas ever, and did a little bit of trim. Added a little bit of stuff, and then I literally made every single page myself. So I'm not going to go through like bit by bit, but I did a lot of kind of interactive pieces. And what I learned from doing my very first year of December Daily, and I love it so much because it shows so much what life was like before children. But what I learned is that it doesn't help to create every single thing in chipboard. So and I need to use stronger glue. I learned about using stronger glue, but everything I did, I used kind of a chipboard base for things, and it made it so bulky. It was really hard to do. And I also like really overdid it on using my numbers. Like I used the number of the day multiple times, and though I think it's cute and it's fun, it wasn't exactly needed. So that was something. I loved these, but they are really, I needed to make them just a little bit bigger maybe because they're very wonky and time consuming. But I had a lot of time back then because I wasn't working, I was pregnant, and my days just consisted of playing. So I learned about that. I learned, I was typing on my photos and then sizing them down, but then you couldn't read it. So I learned about that and just kind of stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun creating this layout, and I would not trade it for the world, being my very first one. You will see every year, basically, as it gets closer to Christmas, I fall off the bandwagon and I finish it up. But yes, so that was my very first one. I also learned that this was kind of large. So my next year, I didn't want to go quite so big because it was a lot. And I have all my Christmas cards back here. It was a lot. And I didn't want to quite go so big the next year. So for my son's first year, I created my own album using Kathy Orta. She has a free kind of class that you can take about how to create your own mini books, and there's different sizes, but this is the one I did, and it's using envelopes to create, and then she also shows you how to create your own like binding. So this one is all about using tags and just having fun. So what I learned with this year is that vellum doesn't do well on its own in stuff like this. I have a lot of vellum in here that's very wrinkled because of it, but that's okay. So that's one thing I learned not to do. One thing I've learned that I love though is interactive features like this, where things slide out of pockets, and like this day 4 is one of my all-time favorites. Like it slides out here, it's got my journaling, a photo of our first family. This is the first ornament we got as a family. It has all these really fun interactive things that I love, and I liked the size. It fit really well. I also started adding like random days. So my day 6 was about my favorite music. So things that were a little bit more talking about things that I love, and doing my interactive thing. I did a piece here that if I can get it out, it talks about starting a new tradition. This is also very, very meaningful to me. I loved that, kind of documenting that. So as I go through the years, I can keep talking about these traditions and what happens. So that was really fun. I love this little flip thing. I really like it. Again, with the tags, opening up, stuff like that. Again, this one was okay because there was photos on it, but it didn't work out very well. However, what I did learn about this month, or this December daily, was it was way too much work. Creating my own thing, it was fun. It took me a long time to do, but then when I went to go decorate it, I was so limited because I had to go within whatever day it was. I had a really hard time. I had a hard time with it. So I love it. I wouldn't take it back. It's again another one that I really love, but some lessons learned on that one. I love this cover. This is probably my favorite cover with a little deer. I love reindeer. I never get sick of the deer theme, and I put a little bow on her, so she was a girl reindeer. So there's that one. And then I finally kind of got smart and did binders. So 2015, I started and used this beautiful gold binder. And this was, 2015 was a very hard year for me. I was transitioning into a different position, a different workplace, and it was just kind of a rough year. But I started to include things like pocket pages and cards as tags and just little things like that. And this one I started to really enjoy working with it and playing. But this is definitely, I love this one showing off. This is his very first ornament, and this is his the one he got this year. And this is something I'm now starting, is every year I document all of his ornaments so he can see them. And a tag thing that I was a part of is in here. So I had a lot of fun with this. This was a lot of fun, but because it was a hard year, it was kind of hard to document, and I just wasn't in the Christmas mood to document. But I did things like a tag, and you can kind of see that I started with good intentions. It just didn't completely work, and I could have gone out more because my book was larger, but I didn't. I kept it kind of within the smaller frame of things, and I think this is supposed to tuck in here. So I had fun, but I like different elements and different sizes of things. And here's one of documenting my ornaments as a child that I have, and things that I like that. So I still bring in little bits of me, but it still includes my family and him meeting Santa. And this is where you could just tell I was done. I created this really fun little flip thing, and it's barely even touched. And here's this, and I kind of fall off the wagon, and I didn't finish it. I let it be. I made it to the 21st. I let it be because I did a lot of layouts, like actual layouts with it. Oh no, the 7 fell out from somewhere. And oh, this was, like I said, a really hard year. So nothing bad, but yeah. I've learned to go with the flow of things and try to work a little bit. I'm not sure where this goes, but it goes within my album. So, but this definitely taught me that albums and this type of thing is how I need to go from now on. It's more of my comfort zone. I can still decorate my cover and all of that, but it's contained, and I really like that. So that brings me to 2016, which you should have just seen a little bit ago. Not done, but I love it. This is definitely my favorite year, and I've had fun. I did an opening page here, and I love this. I think it's fun and interactive and playful, and I have got photos of all of us. I included, because Nora wasn't here yet, so I just included shots of Jackson in all of them. And I kind of just played around with different sizes of photos. I learned that I love this interactive feature of having bigger photos. It's the first year I did that, so that's going to get included in this year's. I love this. Adding bags and stuff for features, just make sure you have it far enough in so it's not gonna rip, and you can reinforce it if that's something you're worried about, stuff like that. This photo, oh, I love this year. I added another interactive feature where like this banner kind of pops up and then this flips open with my journaling from my Christmas party. Backed it with my favorite song for the year. That sort of stuff kind of changes. Another big photo because it snowed, and just not doing journaling but just documenting the fact that it snowed and stuff like that. So I love this one. I am learning that maybe not, like, this is a great idea and I love it, but I do not like my handwriting in these. So I'm going to go back and probably fix this. But here, I love this hand drawing a number and using that as like an opening section to that day with a big photo. This I will definitely be recreating for 2017. I loved that. That was so much fun. And another photo. So I just highlighted my favorite photos and made them large, and then was able to document more stuff as I went on. So it was fun. I have journaling for this, but I hadn't gotten to that part yet, but I still have the tag done and documenting the photos of them in the snow, and it's just, it happened to work. So I also had taken this bag from the previous year because, like I said, it was kind of a hard year and I didn't get things done. So I took the bag, I took off the number that was there and just changed it. So that worked really well. I always document my coffee. That's kind of a running theme in the whatever it is for the year. I'm not the biggest Starbucks drinker, so I'll get the cups, like I'll buy one drink for the cup, but that's about it. I do have to include my son's handprint that we got, and I love this. I did the cutting my page protector smaller, and like I said, there's his year 1 ornament. So when he was a baby, that's his 2nd year. This represents a phase in his life where he's obsessed with a stuffed animal. I let my husband kind of choose the ornament last year, and he chose this Darth Vader, which I think is pretty cute and kind of says more about my husband than it does my son, but that's okay. And then there's the Santa photo. I included a bag from Hallmark where we bought an ornament. I might do that again this year if it's really cute like this. I kind of colored it in a little bit and I had fun doing that. Documenting something where I thought this was going to be the last year we had this little small tree. We are actually staying where we're living in the same place. We really thought we would be moving, but we decided to stay put, and we're going to have our Charlie Brown Christmas tree one more year. So I'm kind of excited because this year I get to document the fact that this tree now was my son's first Christmas tree, and it will be my daughter's first Christmas tree, so it'll be really meaningful. So that's that. I included this little tag, this little smaller piece. I have one photo for the day. I worked all day, not a big story, so just kind of the elf on the shelf kind of thing we did at work. And then it stopped because I haven't finished yet. So this is much more, it's slimmer, like so much more slimmer. And even though it's not done, it's still going to be way, way smaller than my first 2 years, right? Like, can you see the difference? It's just crazy. So that's kind of what I've learned over the years of creating my December dailies. I love each and every one of them for different reasons, and I'm so excited to get started on my 2017. You will be seeing a few of them in process videotapes for a series I am doing in December with one of my very good scrappy friends, Daisy. So stay tuned for that. And the rest of them I will just do as flip throughs as the month goes on. I'm working a little bit on some foundation pages. Nothing over the top, just kind of small things, maybe as starters. Things like the fact that I know we're going to see Santa this year, so I can do a Santa page. And I know we're going to document the Christmas tree, so I can do a Christmas tree themed page and just not add the numbers. So that's how I'm going to go about that. If I get a bunch done, maybe I'll share it with you closer to December. If you have any questions, please let me know below. I'll try to get to them. And I hope everyone's having a very joyous November. All you Americans have a Thanksgiving coming up soon, so I hope you enjoy that as well with your family. and I'll see everyone soon. Bye!